Hello everybody, the World NGO Day is coming up on February the 27th. The aim of the International Annual Calendar Day is to celebrate the efforts and achievement of NGOs, NPOs, CSOs, all organizations in the non-profit field. And I have the pleasure to host a virtual experts panel with NGO representatives from all over the world, from Pakistan, from Syria, from Kazakhstan. I am welcoming Mr. Zafar Iqbal. He's a representative of the World NGO Day in Pakistan. He has 20 years of experience in NGO management. His areas are spread from community development, interfaith and peace, capacity building, rural development, disaster relief. He actually introduced the World NGO Day to Pakistan in 2014, and he received the NGO Day's honorary medal for it last year, and he's an honorary ambassador. Sara Khaddam, she is a representative of the NGO Junior Chamber International from Syria, and she has organized the NGO Day in Syria last year. I'm also joined by her colleague from the same organization from JCI, which is Ms. Batool Ahmad. She's a food and technology engineer from Syria, currently doing her master in the UK, and she is also a project chairperson for the World NGO Day. Let me also quickly introduce their organization. The Junior Chamber International in Syria is a non-profit organization enterprising young people in leading communities in over 100 countries through projects, events, training programs, and really activating the young people in their communities. It's Ms. Laura Demessinova. The Bolashak Association in Kazakhstan was founded in 2001. Its mission is to increase activity of a Kazakhstani youth for the benefit of social development of the country. It runs national educational campaigns and provides scholarships. So thank you very much, everybody, for being here today for this panel. Let me just start with the World NGO Day. Why is this an important event? Why are NGOs important? Maybe you would like to start, Ms. Laura Demessinova.
It's such a big honor for me to be here today and to speak, to tell what in Kazakhstan we do for NGO. Exactly, yes. We was founded at 2001, and so this year we are going to celebrate our 20th anniversary. And I can say that we are one of the first alumni NGOs in Kazakhstan. At the current moment, we have a lot of different alumni that their legal structure and they're working as NGO. So this kind of NGOs are developing industry in Kazakhstan, developing sphere. The mission of our organization is to combine fellows' effort and expertise, consolidate and increase activity of Kazakhstani youth for the benefit of sustainable development of the country and to promote creation of the strong Kazakhstan. Actually, Bolashak means on Kazakh language future. And we have the same name scholarship, one of the most famous scholarship in Kazakhstan, and one of the most famous Kazakhstani projects, Bolashak Scholarship, when our government sent talented youth to study abroad. And it's to our scholarship, Bolashak Scholarship was founded at 1993. And from this time, it's like 13,000 of Kazakhstani youth was sent abroad to the best universities of Times Higher Education ratings, QS ratings, to study and to do bachelor's, master degrees, PhDs, and internships. And so it's same name as our organization. And we connect all these Bolashak graduates who studied abroad by these scholars. And we are one of the biggest alumni. We have two main goals. It's to connect network all these Bolashak graduates. And second, we believe that our government make us for us a lot. And so we have to not just to work, but at the same time to do different social projects like educational projects, volunteering projects, and etc. So, and at the current, at the last 20 years, we did like 90 or 100 different social projects.
And let me just move on to the next organization, to the JCI, the Junior Chamber International. I would quickly also like to ask to Ms. Sara Fawaz Khaddam. You actually are very heavily involved in already in the World NGO Day in 2020 last year, and also you are connected with as a Syrian NGO. That's very particular circumstances. Well, what does the NGO sector mean for Syria, and how is your organization participating?
The NGO sector here became an important sector beside the government. You know, as we say, the third sector. Um, I need to talk about our NGO, our organization, how we contribute to the society. JCI, or Junior Chamber International, as you defined it, is non-profit and non-governmental organization. It's a worldwide community of young active citizens who seek to create the positive change. So we try to create the positive change through the project and initiative in more than 100 countries. That's why we need to develop our skills, to improve our skills, and to collaborate together. I think the NGOs, it's about the collaboration and the cooperation among each other to be. It's like pieces of puzzle. To be a unit. It's like a unit in the community in order to support each other and create the positive change.
Thank you very much, Ms. Batool Ahmad. You are also representing the JCI. Currently, you are in the UK supporting this organization and the non-profit sector in Syria from abroad. What can the world do to support non-profits, especially in countries like Syria?
For us in Syria, we have very difficult challenges because of the restrictions that we have and the long-term war. It's been like 10 years for the war in Syria. So for the NGOs, actually, we don't have the much, let me say, sponsorship to do our project. So our project somehow very limited. We can't do the big effect because of these challenges. Actually, what I think that we can support mostly in the sponsorship, because now in Syria the sponsorship is only about reconstruction, and we need to work on the people in Syria, not only the reconstruction thing, because of this long war which affected us badly. And for us in GCI, we are trying very hard to work on the people in our community. We are trying to help the youth to become young, active citizenship and become leaders in their society.
Thank you very much. Mr. Iqbal, so you are here most probably the representative who has like the longest experience in the non-profit sector, and here, of course, especially in Pakistan. What would you say, what's the current status of the NGO sector in Pakistan? Why is it important, and why do we need to, well, especially use the World NGO Day this year?
Thank you very much, Daniel, and thank you for connecting with these wonderful people. I was listening to their inspiring work all around. And also thanks to Marcius who arranged, and he indicated me that we are going to talk about. In Pakistan, after doing 10 years of employment in different NGOs, in 2010, I started my own, the NGO world. We can say it world of NGOs in Pakistan. So the NGO world is not only doing the direct services for the community, but also it is NGO of the NGOs. And this strength was used to establish the World NGO Day in Pakistan. I started from the social media to connect the people from NGO sector And this strength was identified by Mr. Marcis. You can say a big number of NGOs are there in all the cities, but unfortunately they were not well connected. There was no platform for the capacity building, and also there was no opportunity to learn from each other innovations and experiences. And it was the motivation for me to establish the World of NGOs in Pakistan. Also, now it has become a most active forum in of the NGOs in Pakistan since last 6 years. So you can say now in Pakistan, NGO sector is more connected, more vibrant, and they are learning from each other. Especially in the COVID-19, this platform was used to share the issues in different cities, then collect the resources, and also to channelize the resources where there was more need.
Thank you very much. So it seems to that you're really connecting many different organizations in Pakistan. And my next question would be to all panelists. We are in, well, exceptional times. It's an exceptional situation for nonprofits and NGOs because they are actually asked for help. They need to step in, helping the society support, but they are as well at stake since they have less possibilities to interact and receive funds and get donations. Explain a little bit the situation, how you see it for the NGO sector that in Pakistan, the challenges right now, and maybe the opportunities that you see as well.
Yes, and when every disaster comes, it brings challenges and opportunities. Due to this epidemic, we see there were two different dimensions. One was the many active NGOs became passive and you can say dead because they could not find opportunities for the funds to excel their work. On the same time, there were NGOs who are more adaptive to technologies and more connected through social media and these things. They were able to raise their funds and they were more active. So in the same situation, we saw two different trends.
And we are also connected right now through the newest technology. And well, as you mentioned, maybe this is an opportunity now. Sara, you are also reacting to this. May I ask you, what do you see as the main challenge for the NGOs in Syria right now, maybe for your organization and maybe the opportunities as well?
In my opinion, we have two main challenges that we are facing as JCI or as, the organization in general. The first challenge that we have, not all people believe in the voluntary work nowadays. It's still like we have something, we may have difficulty and polarization of youth because of the lack of belief in voluntary work. The second challenge, which makes the first one harder, the economic situation that we are facing in Syria because of the sanctions on Syria, because of the declining of Syrian currency. This resulted the gap. I mean the such of lack of opportunities because now all the youth, the new generation are thinking about traveling and finding a job outside of the country because of lack of the opportunities here. That's why we have the age gap in our organization, especially in youth. And when you need to move forward something new and good ideas, you need the new generation to achieve this. That's why this is the hardest challenge that we have. It's the economic situation, and we don't have the actual belief in the voluntary work.
Batool, how can the young generation be activated?
Actually, focus I see nowadays is on the young generations and their skills and their ability. It's very important, and we are in GCI trying so hard to work on it, because they need to be ready to take the lead and help us to connect with each other as one society or one community. Their role is very major because they are the power and the hope that we are working for. And the best thing for them is to connect and give us a chance. And from here, I really have this important advice for them is to involve really in NGOs, because it helps them to build networks, develop lots of skills, be active citizens, and it will help them to have more opportunities than they planned for themselves, actually.
And Laura, if I may quickly ask, what's the situation like in Kazakhstan?
I think, yes, we don't have such a big problem that my colleague have. NGO segment is still developing now. We have a lot of new NGOs. I can notice that each year I met with new people who are starting to decide to work with NGO. And today I spoke with a woman. She's same our Bolashak alumni. She was graduating 15 years ago, American University, and she worked as financial manager. She had good career. However, she decided to go to the NGO sector, and now she's starting to search some positions at ecological NGOs. So I think we have a lot of opportunities to different NGOs in Kazakhstan.
Thank you very much. What would you like the young generation and the NGO sector to look like?
To be young, active, and to be ready for new challenges. There are a lot of global challenges. For example, this COVID pandemic, and no one expected this pandemic like 1 year ago. However, it was a big influence for volunteers here in Kazakhstan. I was a volunteer, and I met a lot of people who decided to be a volunteer exactly at that moment.
In about 5 years, how does the NGO sector in Syria look like? What would be your vision?
Actually, I can't define the amount after 5 years of decreasing or increasing, because it depends. It all depends on how much people will believe in the voluntary work, as I said before, and its value for themselves, for the community in general. Also, it depends on the economic situation. Most of funding now goes to the organizations that concerning about reconstruction, as my friend Batool said that in her speech. So I can say it may increase if we spend the exact, if we spread the exact concept of voluntary work, of the teamwork, and building our personalities, because we need to know and to define that the reconstruction, it's not about the building only, but also it's about the personalities, the people. When we can spread the exact meaning of this, then I think it may increase more and more after 5 years.
What can we learn from the impact that you can get with the World NGO Day for, well, the rest of the year, and how can we use it?
Actually, the World NGO Day is very, very important for the NGOs. Let us just say it works like a reminder for us for our major role that we work on in our societies. And celebrating World NGOs Day, it helps us like NGOs to become closer to each other and know each other more, and build networks between each other. So that will help us more in doing our work and achieve more effective results.
I developed this thought further. Like the key is now digital capacities, and to learn and to be able to use them in the best possible way.
It is very important. As I mentioned earlier, there are multiple things that are connected to this digitalization, and NGOs in this era must have the capacity to adapt themselves and adopt all the new techniques, because for the sustainability, especially the financial sustainability, it is very important to use the digital this transformation. Like you can connect the donors better, you can reach out the individual donors, and also at the same time funding opportunities. On the same time, you can show your work, you show your donors, so you can have better opportunity to learn the ideas through this digital information. On the same time, your marketing strategy can be more effective and impactful for your organization. Digitalization, on the one side, you can say blessing for the organization. Sometimes you don't have much employees to reach the donor, to the philanthropist, but your digital media can give you the access to them, and you can you can avoid all the resources, transportation, and many other things to reach the donors and the communities where you want to convey your message, where you want to show the needs of the people, where you want to convey the impact of your organization.
So let me thank you, Zafar, Sara, Batool, and Laura for having time today. It was a wonderful opportunity to connect and to show to the world you are needed.